It's a comp game, so we will see how it goes. We call him Spence. Okay.
Traveling to Dorado. Ready for battle.
Yeah, I'll just... That should do. You told me this is comp, right? This is not an actual game, so... I don't expect comps to be as good as they should be during the stream. So we're playing Ryan Zarya with the Hanzo, which means that we should be probably saving our craft for dragons. Because we have Ryan, we can bubble Ryan for him to go aggressive. And you can use your self bubble to go aggressive and get charged. Like remember, ideally your bubbles should not only get you charged, but they should allow aggressive. They should allow aggressiveness, both from yourself and from whoever is actually being bubbled. Sorry, of White, I don't usually do those because Roundabout usually just gives me a few. So as much as I'd love to, I'm gonna refund that for today. But you can get it on... Sorry, let me just refund that real quick. You can probably get it on... reject. I can do it another day. Yeah, you can just come whenever and I'll do it for you. But yeah, just be careful about that. Or you can do it late Thursday, or yeah, basically. If we have time, I can throw it on top of the every other one today, but we'll see how fast this goes. Using bubble for energy is okay. Again, ideally, you really want to use... Using one bubble rotation early to get charged is fine. But that bubble on your rank gets you no value because no one was shooting him anymore. Okay, so you're playing above them. Be careful about... Fuck, words. Be careful about being by yourself. You usually want to be with your Rhine to enable your Rhine, but also have a little bit of peel in case you want to go aggro, so you can defend. Like, you bubble, this is fine, you get no value because of course you don't at this point. A single ball isn't going to keep shooting you when you have the bubble, he's just not going to kill you, so. Again, bubbling the echo, your bubbles have been pretty bad thus far. Like, actually pretty bad. We used 4 bubbles, and we've gotten 40 charge total. You really should be using them to enable your team a little bit more. Because right now you're basically just using them whenever you have them to be like, oh, I think someone's gonna take damage, right? So I'm gonna bubble them. But as soon as the enemy sees the bubble, they can stop shooting because the person you are bubbling or yourself are not under that much of a threat, so they can just stop shooting. Like you should be bubbling Ryan here, for example. Even if you bubble Ryan, they cannot just ignore the Ryan. They have to do something about the Ryan. Because Ryan is just going aggro, right? And if they ignore the Ryan, Ryan will just kill them, or at least with a lot of pressure on them. Whereas the Echo over here, they can just ignore. Going aggressive like this is fine. Again, bubbling the Echo is not like... The Reaper's going out, but even if the Reaper wasn't going out, he's very unlikely to kill your Echo. And if you bubble the Echo, he's just gonna stop shooting. So you are getting very little value out of your bubbles. Imagine if you could bubble right now. Again, the same thing, right? The reason Ryan is such a good bubble target is because when he goes aggressive, the enemy team cannot ignore him because he does a lot of damage, right? Up close, he's a big threat. If you bubble him, you are very likely to get charged, but also you enable the Ryan by giving him 200 extra health for him to play around with. Whereas if he doesn't have the bubble, he just gets pressured out. Like your average charge has to be like 10 right now, which is really bad. Doing some damage from long range is fine. Remember, your right click is better at longer range than your left click usually. You can put more pressure on people, but that also kind of requires to actually have like charge, so that's unfortunate. Like it's been, hold on, it's been, let me just 2 minutes and we are only halfway through camp. We are charging this very slowly. Like you can see that Bubbling Ryan when he goes aggro usually gets you charged. Usually lets the Ryan go aggro. Like look at his health and look at the other Ryan's health. And this difference is your bubble. This is the difference your bubble makes. Your Ryan has 200 extra health because the Ryan just doesn't have a bubble right now. Well, he doesn't have bubbles overall. And your Ryan can just pressure the Ryan for free and just kill the Ryan, right? Oh, your Echo can help as well, but that bubble is okay. You don't have to bubble right away here. I know Reaper is kind of scary, but again, if nothing is happening, then they don't have a reason to bubble. Like, you bubble and he stops shooting. He's like, you know what? Yeah, I will not engage in this. Just tempt him. Give it away. Like, you have 200 health you can play around with. Let him get another shot on you while you do damage. Then you can bubble and he will be like, oh, but the Zarya is at 250 HP, right? Maybe I can't kill her. And he will keep shooting you because he's like, I can break the bubble and kill the Zarya, but the truth is, you will get charged and force him out before he kills you. So right now, you are not using bubbles very well. Which is really important for Zarya. They're like your entire kit. This is good. You step in front of your Ryan and you bubble. They played. You bubble someone here. That Genji is not great. Okay, you're probably gonna die here. Nanoblade, he got too close to you. You just bubble someone. Your Ryan, he's shattering? Yeah. You know what? Maybe your Ryan shatter saves you. Yeah, and the grab on top of it. This should be a one fight. Good bubble, let the Ryan go aggro. This is a one fight. They mines. You can farm the mines for charge. You can also farm the mines for support all charge if you really want to. Yeah, this is fine. You can kill the ball. You don't want to chase too far, but you can definitely do at least a little bit of damage. Don't shoot them. Just walk into the mines and give your Ana ult charge. Nano is a really good ultimate. It charges not very fast, but decently enough, especially if you're taking damage like that. Each mine does 150, so you know you can walk into 2 mines safely. We copy. We don't have bubble for the copy run, but that's fine. We can go aggressive here. Like, you get blue black, right? But going aggressive on a purple Ryan is usually very good because you have a own bubble. So you can walk here, pressure the Ryan, and use your own bubble when they start shooting you and get out. Bubble. I didn't mean the Ryan. I meant that your echo is very low. Yeah, she actually died. In the 1 second I even passed there. Your echo is very low, so I would have bubbled the echo to make sure she survived, right? Like, not everything needs to be about charge, but charge is good. But ideally, when someone is low, even if you bubble him, people will go, he's low, I can't kill him, and just shoot the bubble anyway. Self bubble because stun is fine. You can chase the McCree. This McCree is so low, you can chase this McCree. Like, look at his health. Chase the McCree. Good block from your Ryan. You just woke up the Ryan. He got shattered anyway. That's so lucky. Bubble your Ryan, he's going aggro. Oh, you don't have bubble. Then step in front of Ryan and bubble. That's unlucky. So there were a lot of CCs in there. That's kind of unfortunate. You get nanoed, but I think the fight is, I don't want to say lost, but it's definitely difficult. Good kill. You have bubble. Actually, you may have won this. That's definitely unnecessary. And it's not last fight. If you had this for last fight, you would have won this game. For sure. You are going to regret using that grab, even though the fight was basically won. I like this. You get to the high ground to spam them out, do some damage. Good. Pressure the Rhine, pressure the people, anyone who's below you really. You bubble, you get out. Because you no longer have a safety measure, which you probably use most of the time. Are you gonna pressure the backline? Nope. But you see what I mean? The reason I wanted you to get out early is that you can play with your team. Right now you're basically stuck behind enemy lines. And your team dies, and these others fight, and this is your fault. Because you were playing on the high ground for too long, and because you wasted your grab on the previous side. So 2 different ways you could have won that fight. Communication coordination, we need an off tank and DPS to interact more whenever grab is ready. Absolutely. Remember, grab is basically the best ultimate in the game. A lot of people call it this. I don't agree, but it's definitely in contention, right? It would probably be like grab, flags, EMP, and trance. Can we agree that these are usually the best ultimates in the game? There are some others that are really good. I believe these are probably the best ultimates in the game. So yeah, if you want to grab, I explained this recently. There are usually 2 ways you can get value out of grab. The first one is, of course, just combo it. Combo it with your team. Make sure everyone is ready. You can speed forward and kill people. You can combo it with pulse bomb, dragons, blade, whatever you want. That's usually good. And the other one is you solo grab, which doesn't mean you grab a single person, but what it usually means is that you are forcing a 1v1 against someone, or a 1v2, right? Against someone. And usually you can win those with Zarya. Like, if you grab any squishy, you can probably kill them, right? So you set up, like, on the flank, like you were here, right? You set up on the flank, like you were here. And when Diana was alone, you just grab Diana, beam her down, boom, she's dead. Now you can go back to your team, and they don't have an Ana for this fight. And the best way to solo grab is to do it early, because you really want to get the pick before the fight actually breaks off. And not only early, you want to be in a position, a good position, where you alone can do damage to them, and they will not get the support from the team. So in this case, for example, their team had already turned the corner. So grabbing Diana is basically a free kill. The enemy team cannot look away from your team to help Diana. So this is what I mean when I say in a good position to follow up by yourself. If you're here, right, and Diana is here, and you grab her, she's dead. Her team cannot help her. You will probably not miss enough shots or enough tracking with your Zarya for her to survive. And if you have any decent charge, you will kill them. 1 second. So this is what I mean when you said that you want to use grab to force basically a 1v1 or a 1v2 against the enemy. Maybe instead of a lonely Ana, you get a Ash Mercy, right? Ash Mercy. These are still people you can kill. You right click, you left click, you right click, you left click, you just kill them, and they cannot really kill you because you have high ground advantage and more damage. They also cannot move, but you can still strafe. So overall, those are usually the 2 ways I use grab. Use your bubbles, we get charged, we die, the fight is lost, yep. Do you go D.va for a second? No, because we almost have grab. I assume the idea here is you're gonna grab and then swap. We have nothing to combo it with, so remember what I said. If you don't have anything to combo with, you usually want to either force a 1v1, or this is a variant of solo grabbing someone. You can grab like 1 or 2 people who are overextending, so your team can kill them. But of course, people who are overextending or far away from your team are making a mistake. So you can capitalize on other people's mistakes that way, but you shouldn't always be looking for mistakes. It's not something that will always happen. Spamming is fine. We kill the Mercy, the May even. We engage here. You should be bubbling your ball when he goes for the pile drive. You just pop the Reaper. No one. See what I mean when I said that? If you're popping people when they are not getting shot or when they are not in any kind of threat, they will not shoot, especially at high ranks. They will just not shoot at your bubbles. People will just be like, yeah, you bubbled him. I wasn't gonna kill him anyway, so I'm not even gonna try. You almost get walled off, lucky you. You're playing very aggressive. You have no energy to be playing this aggressive. Someone's above us, nothing you can do about that, just play beneath them. We're going for a full rotation for the high ground. We do have some ultimates now. It's a shame that we don't have energy because Nano Grab with the high energy Zarya is like really good. But you have mines, so we can combo this with mines, and we should be able to win the fight. Just with grab mines, they don't have any defensive ultimates, so they don't even have window to survive it. Not window, sorry, emo. Alright, let's continue. Sorry, I had to clean my glasses. So here we just go for the is our bowling position? Yes. So we just go for the aggro grab on point and get everything and mine on top of them and they just die, right? Instead you get pressured out. You still grab the Rhine? And the Mei walks into it. But you can't kill these people. How are you gonna kill these guys? How are you gonna kill even one of them? Not only are they getting support, but Rhine just holds the shield. If you try to take an off angle, Rhine just holds the shield. If you get on top of them, Mei just freezes you. Mei just freezes you anyway. You are throwing. I'm sorry to say. You are forced to run away because Mei will beat you in a close range match like this. Good bubble. It's a lost fight. Maybe not a lost fight. Bubble your ball, he's going in. When ball goes in, especially for a pile drive, he takes a lot of damage and a lot of attention. At this point, he's going out, so no reason to bubble him there. You see what I mean when I say that you are getting very little value out of your bubbles? You're bubbling people at the wrong time. Not whenever they're actually under any threat, but whenever you think they're gonna, well, they are maybe a little in the open. So you're like, hey, I'm just gonna shoot at them and wobble them. Well, the enemy can just shoot. The enemy can just stop shooting them. We should be a one fight. Bubble, that's a good bubble. Again, if someone gets soaked, bubble is good. One fight. One fight still. We go for the high ground. Late with the bubble there, which is unfortunate. You could have probably prevented it. Good bubble on the... A little late, honestly, you want to bubble for the pile drive, so it doesn't get interrupted, but it's still a decent idea. That Rhine is solo, just focus the Rhine. I get that you're trying to get the soldier, but look at the Rhine. He was facing away from you as well. Trust me when I say tanks are way more important to kill than DPS. Unless the DPS has a big ultimate like Nano Blade, right? Trying to do damage, going aggressive, good high noon. They should have been at one fight at this point. There was some point you had the bubble for a second. At this point I would just be mashing E to try to get value to someone because I'm dead. So who could you have saved? Either Ball or McCree. You could have bubbled them. Looks like we win anyway. Yeah. Right. Overall, okay. Your bubbles definitely need one. Like, absolutely, that's the biggest problem right now. You are getting very little value with your bubbles. Right clicking is fine, you just do damage on long range. Again, like Lucio is somewhat in the line of sight of the enemy. I'm gonna bubble him. But Lucio's like, nah, I'm just stopping by, really. And the enemy team is not gonna shoot bubble Lucio for no reason. What are you looking for? Just look forward. That's a decent bubble. Like this time, Lucio was in the middle of the line of sight, and he still took 200 damage. But the fight is awesome. So here we again, like, this is a problem. We should... Zarya with low energy is very, very bad. Like, you cannot really do a lot without your energy. That's... It's basically doubles your damage, right? At max charge, you do double damage. So you really want to have at least like 60 to 70 energy whenever you take an action engagement. And right now, your energy is not getting anywhere near that. Like, in some engagements, you have high energy, but in most fights, you're basically playing with very low energy. Like, even here, what's the point of bubbling your Rhine if he's not in the line of fire of the enemy team and he doesn't have the chance to go aggro either? It's not about just I see, I bubble. It's more about how are they gonna get bubbled and when are they gonna need this. Something I like to do is when I'm in spawn, I'll look at my team and I'll say, when are they going to need the bubble, right? Rhine, when he goes aggro and starts swinging. Outside of that, maybe if he gets CC'd or if he gets purpled. Lucio, probably never. Like, very unlikely that Lucio will need a bubble. Pharah, probably if she goes aggressive as well, you can bubble the Pharah, or if she goes for a barrage, you definitely want to bubble the Pharah. Ana, if she gets driven very hard, you can bubble the Ana to save her life. Hanzo, probably never. Unless he's like on the front line for some reason. And we somehow still lost this fight, even though it looked very won. Like, at this point, I would have been like, yeah, we won the fight. What happened? Well, your Pharah was playing them for first. Your Lucio also died. Like, I don't know what they were doing. But then we also split ourselves incredibly bad. Like, this is not a pincer attack. This is just playing dumb. Ryan charges, gets stunned, he dies here, like, absolutely. Maybe you can bubble him to save him, but you're dueling a Reaper. He's gonna get the Mega. Ryan gets nano, so he actually does get saved. You bubble the Ryan so he can go aggro, bubble the Ryan so he can go aggro. You barely had it time. He would not have died because he was nanoed anyway, but, you know. Kill the Ash, breaking the emo is fine. Push the Rhine, push the Rhine, push the Rhine, nice. Don't worry about the Roadhog. Just spam right click, yeah. We get payload. And we have a free Roadhog in a backline. Tell your team we can all go get the Roadhog. Missed the bubble on the Pharah. It's okay. We kill the Roadhog, we get the advantage. We finally have a decent charge, and overextending a little bit. Like, keep in mind, Ryan Zarya is a frontline that does require healing. Like, you can't play Ryan Zarya without any healing, and your Rana right now is all the way back here. So you have to be very careful about overextending. You are very overextended here. Like, once you use your bubble, you can't go in front of your Ryan anymore. You can play with your 200 HP, but it's very difficult to stay over aggressive with your bubble gun. Especially because they can take the high ground and we cannot. Your Lucio's going aggro, so I'm okay with that bubble. I don't think it's ideal. I think you could have saved it. Especially because your Lucius just chickening out. But I'm not against it. Don't solo grab the Rhine. Now you can actually solo grab the Rhine. Because your Rhine got nanoed, you can actually probably solo grab the Rhine. Then give your Rhine the bubble and he can go forward. Did he die during beat? Yep, he died during beat. That's very unlucky. We end up using 4 ultimates. They use 2 ultimates and they win the game. Mostly, I will be honest, because Lucio missed with the beat. But it's fine. Lucio missed with the beat. Like, that beat would have probably saved us. But if you had coordinated with the Pharah for a barrage, that could have been a one fight. You bubble the Pharah, she goes in for a barrage, or even nano barrage is really good. The team is kind of coordinated. Like, we're all, at the very least, we're all going to the same way. We're clearing the high ground, which is good. Again, no need to bubble the Rhine here. He's not going aggro yet. Like, these bubbles have been especially bad because you're preventing your team from getting value later by not getting any value now. You're even not getting, like, actual charge for it. Like, it would be a bad thing if I were telling you, yeah, you are getting charge out of this, but your team is not getting any extra value from it. You are only getting charge. But it's not even that. You are neither getting charged, not letting your team go. Neither getting charged nor enabling your team with your bubbles. I would actually love to see your average energy for this game because it cannot be high. Good bubble on the brush. That's actually a pretty good bubble. Again, you just bubble a DPS to enable them, and she gets killed anyway. So that's how much fire usually takes during barrage. We draw because we have to help our team. Right click melee, we missed the melee. Probably dead, yeah. We go D.va now because we really want to contest the high ground. The enemy team has Jerry, the man, the myth, the legend. I doubt this is the real Jerry. But it may be Jerry just playing on a tank account, right? Who knows? Maybe Jerry's Roadhog is only High Diamond Low Master or whatever rank this is. Around there. But yeah, basically right now you're getting very little value out of your bubbles. That's your biggest mistake with your Zarya gameplay right now. Mid Diamond, okay. So yeah, it's probably not actually Jerry. If it were a mid masters, I could be like, maybe Jerry is really bad at tank, right? But I don't think that's very likely here. Also, okay, so we try to go aggressive here. Keep in mind, we went D.va to contest the high ground, right? The idea of playing D.va, I assume, is contesting the high ground, getting these 3 out, and contesting Reaper. D.va is a great pick here, actually. But you cannot frontline like this. This is not your job. Your job should basically be contesting this. Contesting this, contesting wherever the Ashe is. She just dropped. Oh no, that's Reaper. Where is the Ashe? She's dropped. So yeah, you contest the high ground, you chase the Baptiste out, then you can take from the high ground. But yeah, D.va is actually pretty bad at frontlining. It's the one thing D.va is really bad at doing, frontlining, right? The Matrix Thief Shatter, unlucky. Lost fight, we go again. Now, I'm pretty sure it's a lost fight, we just have to go again. We do kill the Trine, but this is a lost fight. Lost fight, we just, yeah, GG, go again. Are we trying to charge something? You're taking free damage there. And I don't think you can charge nano off of it. Contest the high ground. It's okay. Always end your boosters with a melee. Not always, but like 90% of the time. Because otherwise this will happen. This is okay. This is okay. This is okay. Here, just melee. Melee, melee. If you melee, they get pushed forward. Because you have basically a double boop. You end up chasing after them because of it. Because melee also counts as your booster, so you can be like, as soon as I get to the high ground and I'm close enough, I melee, the Ashe ends up in front of me because of the boop, and I stop boosting, so I can just, even if she didn't end up in front of you, you can just look this way, rather than try to chase her with the boosters, which by the way, she's over here now. Park is the Ashe, which is pretty good. You with defense matrix the Reaper. We beat? I'm surprised, I didn't expect the beat. A little late on the defense matrix there. And we get hooked. That's a great shatter, but the fight is lost. But we get ultimates out of them, which is good. 1, 2, 3. But our fight is lost, we just get out. Just get out. We have one more. This may be the key to winning, because right now they have no shields. So if you get a good bomb, maybe you can win this fight. And hey, now we can probably charge the nano. No, let Diana charge the nano, Baptiste! So we have one more fight. I will be like, let's wait literally 5 seconds to get all of our ults. Let's poke for 5 seconds, get the 3 ults we're missing. Then we can hard engage. We have nano, we have barrage soon. That's, again, not really great. You need to stop your malice. You are doing this a lot where you just go after someone and you just lose them, because by not stopping them with melee, they don't end up in front of you. They just could get moved a little bit, they get out of the way, and you end up looking in circles to find them. We get bomb. We should win with bomb. Like, honestly, I would just be like, throw it at the Roadhog. Roadhog is dead. He cannot really be saved because he's ulting. So just throw the bomb at the Roadhog. We go forward. We go aggressive instead. We lose the ball. There's the bomb. A little late. The fight is basically already won at this point. Where this could have been an ultimate that won us the fight. Just kill the Roadhog. You get nothing with the bomb. You could have killed the Roadhog with the bomb, like, very easily. I don't know if this is a one or a loss fight. Think about the monkey. It looks like a one. Yeah, okay, we won. But, oof, man, that's a lot of things to analyze over here. First things first, Zarya, please prioritize using your bubbles on people who will actually take damage, even if they get bubble, right? Especially at like mid diamond and higher, people will stop shooting. People will stop holding down mouse 1 when they see a bubble target that they can't kill anyway. So you should stop bubbling targets that are just somewhere that they can get shot, rather than bubbling targets who are getting shot and will not stop getting shot. Like a Reinhardt who goes aggro, who cannot be ignored, right? If your Rein goes aggro, the enemy team cannot really ignore him. If your Genji goes for a Nano Blade, the enemy team cannot ignore him. If Pharah goes for a Brush, it's kind of difficult to ignore. If Ball goes for Pride Drive, again, people who are going to soak up a lot of attention are really good targets. And sometimes you can use the bubble to save someone, but usually you don't want to use it just for that, unless it's an actual save. Like, the enemy team is going to type Diana. Okay, I bubble Diana, and they're all focusing the attention on Diana anyway, so the bubble should break. But right now, you're basically bubbling people when they're taking 1v1s, and this means that the other person can just stop shooting them for 2 seconds. And as for D.va, again, let me show the practice range. Practice range. what you're doing is this. Blah 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 blah. You see how you lose them because you're basically, well, not exactly what you're doing, but you are losing people because you are going forward without stopping at any point. If you go forward, you usually tend to lose people because your movement puts you further ahead of where they get moved. On the other hand, if you just go for speed, right, and then melee and stop with the melee, not only do they get moved away from you, so you can they stay in your sideline, and well, please move back. Yes, that's great. But not only do they stay on your sideline, but also you have extra damage because of the melee, and you can follow up on the damage a lot easier because you haven't lost sight of them. That's by like melee, and then you can just kill them. Like D.va has a lot of burst damage, which is really good. So you just choose a target, and if you're shooting and melee, you can easily kill them because it's a 30 extra damage on top of all the damage D.va already does, and because of the melee. Hold on, let me just not shoot here for a second. Because of the melee, they will stay in front of you, so you can just keep shooting them after your boosters are over. As for bomb, I think your bomb was fine. Like, you threw it up in the air after wasting like a second of thing. But you just used it too late. Like, I would have used the bomb to kill the ulting Roadhog, because he can't heal during his ult, and his ult is a lot longer than the 3 seconds that the D.va bomb actually gives you. So, on the force, he moves very slow. So I would have been like, yeah, that's a perfect target. I kill the Roadhog, we win the fight. But other than that, with D.va, I definitely recommend that if you're gonna play D.va, you just get used to meleeing after you boosters. So, melee and they stay in front of you, right? And this works for like not only against walls, this works for like everything and everyone. Well, let me just get the boosters back. So you boosters, melee, well, I just killed them. So, walk on. You melee and they stay in front of you, even though they don't get moved against the wall like those one do, which is a little easier, but again, you just melee and they go flying forward. Because it's basically a double move. They get moved by the boosters and by the melee, because the melee has a tiny bit of a poop as well. So that's the idea behind boosters melee. You can see that she moves like a tiny bit, but if you boosters and then melee, she moves a lot. Okay, that's the one. I think that's enough for the D.va. I just really like playing D.va. It's just so much fun. Ding 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 ding. Okay, let's go on to the next one, shall we? Let's look at what we got. Are they here yet? I guess that's the important question. If they're not here, I could just do... If you have comms, we could look at the team VOD review for like 30 minutes. So let me know if you have comms. If you're still even in the chat, Bradbout. Actually, let's take a 2-minute break while we wait for that, so that we don't just have to take I'm back. Oh, you don't have comms? Okay. Should I just? I'm just gonna jump onto the next one, even though it's 30 minutes early. Or if Off-White is still here, we could do Off-Whites in 30 minutes. Off-White, are you still here? So we don't have to start early with the other teams. Off-White should be still here. Okay, let's do that one. We have 30 minutes.